Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Saturday, March 30th, 2019. In both the Lynn life and the Jamie body mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already living by the many search for truth rules already given to the search for truth community by wiser minds above all of us. There's a soul coming down, and she looks kind of like Glinda the Good Witch, how she's riding down, but it's like a soul in a soap bubble coming down through that portal from way up high.
That's true.
What now to reestablish upward flow? She's not interested in that.
No, not interested in that.
What now to create worlds that work in all dimensions and for all categories of sentience, since that's what our soul contracts commit us to doing. In order to do that, we've got to reestablish upward flow. She's not interested in that.
Not at all. It feels like she has a thing she wants to talk about.
All right. Okay, fine. What is it you want to say? It's that same soul who spoke a week or so ago, the one whom many in this planet dimension combination call Mother Mary or Maria, but whose actual historical name was Miriam.
That's true.
What is it? What is it?
Looks like she's laying out note cards like for a speech.
Yes. She's talking again about school, and maybe Sunday school, but I think it's school, and how field trips really help, especially in the younger years, like in the elementary years. Field trips can be very helpful to make points.
That's true.
To the little ones, and how helpful it can be to take field trips, particularly, I know what she's talking about, particularly into troubled areas, and she's pointing to when this body was 6, 7, 8 years old, this body went to McGonagill, which is a German school in Stuttgart. Our family was a military family.
That's true.
And the base schools, in the parental opinion, the base schools were horrendous. And so we went to German schools and learned to speak German and participated in German culture, which was a beautiful gift after we got used to it.
That's true. And
in the early 60s, one thing that was happening, and we don't know how widespread it was, but it was definitely happening at McGonagill, is that every year the children went on a field trip to a concentration camp, of which there were enough nearby that I don't think we repeated any. I could have that wrong. Or maybe we just saw different parts of it. It always imprinted as some new horror.
That's true.
And the reason that was done was because the Germans had said, we don't ever want to do that again. Never again. Never again. How can we remember this? And they really wanted to imprint upon a generation that was a horror never to be repeated.
That's true.
That it made a deep and lasting impression on at least one little girl. And this presence is talking about factory farming that exists in the United States of America right now, and drawing light lines between the factory farms and the concentration camps during the Nazi era, and saying the energy is no different.
That's true.
And she's looking right at, I think, the camera, and she's talking to the people who believe themselves to be speaking up for Christianity. And she's saying, listen to me. Listen to me. You insist that there is value in having more children, even though there are so many humans already on the planet. And somebody keeps throwing out this thing that was said to Adam and Eve, which was thousands of years ago, be fruitful and multiply. And at the time that was said, there might have been under 100 million humans on planet Earth, and so that might have made sense given that, and she's pointing to these other presences who are in the room with her, who are godly presences from other religious traditions.
That's
all
true.
the godly presences of all the religious traditions of planet Earth are gathering together to try to get humanity to listen and change, because we're destroying our planet. And she's saying, now there is an opinion that somewhere between 500 million and 2 billion is the ideal number of humans. When someone said that to Adam and Eve, it was good advice. They were saying there are not enough humans. We need them to be somewhere between the 500 million to 2 billion range. That's the ideal range for humans.
That's true.
And until the Industrial Revolution, that's where humanity kind of bobbed around, right around 500 million to maybe 1 billion, or maybe never even getting higher than 500 million, right around 500 million. And then with the Industrial Revolution, of course, everything changed.
That's true.
However, if there is one thing that human children can contribute at this particular point in time, it's to help adults see the world through a child's eyes.
That's true.
And now really, please focus on this, because we know many people are not going to want to hear this. But if you wouldn't want your child to see it, consider very carefully, should it even exist? What now to create a G-rated world? And let's talk about these factory farms. There are some really, really horrifying things happening in our industrial farm situation right now. Industrial farms are a perversion of what food production should be. This is still that same Miriam speaker.
That's
She's
true.
saying this. This is a perversion of what food production should be. It's cruel. It's unhealthy. It's wrong on all levels. And if you actually look at the tax code, these factory farms often get tax breaks as if they were still family farms.
That's true.
It's just a perversion of what the intention was for farming. Back to field trips. Consider sending school children on field trips through the factory farms. And if you don't think children should see things like that, then let's get rid of the factory farms, friends. If you don't think kids should see them, then don't have it. Don't have it. And to you parents who don't tell your children what hamburger is made of or what pork is, shame on you. Shame on you. Why are you lying to your children about what you're feeding them? Why? Lies are bad. It doesn't matter what you think you're accomplishing with those lies. It isn't accomplishing what you think you're accomplishing. And they're pointing to a moment in the lives of these two bodies where that one asked, "What's hamburger?" And we were sitting in McDonald's, which is a revolting place, but it has great playgrounds.
And this was many, many years ago.
Quite obviously.
So when that incident happened, this body must have been 2 or 3, a toddler, very little.
Very little. And it was a kind of like a defining moment, one of those many defining moments in parenting, where it was an opportunity to tell the truth in a time where the party line is don't tell the truth.
That's true.
So we told the truth. And we did not serve beef at home already. We didn't really serve beef at home.
That's true.
Or pork.
No.
But we did still serve chicken.
That's true.
And friends, you can Google images of factory farming, and if you don't cry when you watch them, then we think there's something wrong with you.
That's true.
maybe you're a psychopath or something like that. If you can look at what's happening there and not cry, you might want to consider that possibly you have psychopathic or sociopathic issues to work through. Cruelty is wrong. Cruelty is bad. Cruelty is not good. Cruelty is bad. Cruelty is bad. Cruelty is bad. And mental cruelty is also cruelty, and lying to our children is mental cruelty. And if
That's
you're
true.
telling your children lies about what they're putting in their bodies, don't you want to think about what that says about you? There's something else that's extremely disturbing in addition to the factory farming system. There is this entertainment industry. It labels itself entertainment, but
That's true.
it's quite disturbing. Much of it is through the media in some way, shape, or form. And there is this phenomenon where humans cluster together in darkened rooms and watch images of sex or violence. Can you hear that sounds really disturbing and mentally unhealthy, emotionally unhealthy, morally unhealthy, and definitely spiritually unhealthy? Can you hear that? And if you can't hear that, friend, something has gone terribly awry for you. I'm sorry.
And all this is still coming from that same soul that people call Mother Mary or Maria, but whose actual historical name was Miriam. It's still her.
It is still her. And all those other presences are also with her.
That's true, all in the same room.
They're all in the same room. They're trying to find a way to get through to humanity.
That's true.
Friends, it's really time to focus on the fact that we are killing our planet and that it's happening now, right now. It's not at some future time. It's happening now. It's already happening. Let's see what we can do to pull together and create a G-rated world. Really consider living in a G-rated fashion. If there's something you wouldn't want the little girls or little boys to see, consider whether or not there's another way to solve that particular problem. Stop blowing off mountaintops. Stop bombing anything. Just stop it. Just stop it. It's time to put the bombs down. It's time to put the guns down. It's time to put the TNT down.
That's
Just
true.
put it down. Put the explosives down. Really, let's stop. And then take a deep breath and maybe have a hiatus from explosions for a little bit. Okay? Please? No fracking.
That's true.
Please? If you don't want a child to see it, if you wouldn't want to be explaining this to your grandchild or your daughter, don't do it. That's it. Psychopath. They've become psychopaths. It's a world of psychopaths.
Everybody's a psychopath.
Mother Mary is turning to these others. Miriam. Her name is Miriam. Miriam is turning to these others and saying, how can I get through to them? And somebody might be Pan says, you're going to have to show them images. There's just no other way. They're not listening to you. Their frame of reference is wrong. They think that it's bad, but they don't understand what you're saying. And they want us to put images, so if that's really what they want, then we're going to do it. But
That's true.
we'll try to warn you first. So maybe at the end or something, there'll be some images that don't have a child in the room for them. But then consider, friend, if you want the children to leave, consider that it means that this is wrong and we shouldn't be doing it. There should be a G-rated world. And I can hear you guys laughing, but you need to consider if you've developed some psychopathic tendencies.